This is Colin Dijs, and in this video you will see my live campaign review masterclass. I do these masterclasses for my Debrew students twice a week for an hour and 30 minutes, so 3 hours a week. In this video you'll see a complete campaign review where we go over a push campaign, a native campaign, and a lot more questions, even a small pop quiz. If this is something you're interested in, feel free to watch the entire hour and a half worth of footage. And if you think this is cool and you want 3 hours of personal training with me every single week, then click the Debrew summer promo down below. For only $45, 3 hours of training a week, a tracker, a landing page builder, and a full-blown affiliate community all in one, and you can be part of this amazing training series and more as of right now. But enough of that, you can check that later, link in the description. For now, just sit back and watch us for an hour and a half discuss affiliate campaigns. Have fun. All right, awesome. Today is Thursday, the 17th of June. We'll do some campaign reviews. Any review goes, native, push, Facebook, Google. Who wants to go first? Once you do share your campaign and perhaps some statistics, some questions, you can add some follow-up questions to this. Then we'll do a round with everybody on the questions that you might have or other people might have, and then we'll hop on to the next overview. Who has a campaign they would like to share? Come on, guys, not this shy if we don't have any campaigns. Yeah, Elijah's, Sarunas, you guys want to share? Let me make the sharing available for you guys. Can you do an unmute? Yeah, hello, there we go.
Hello, guys, hello.
My Lithuanian friends, I looked at your campaign this morning.
So we didn't get an answer, so we thought maybe we discuss this.
Yeah, we can discuss it, definitely, because you have quite an interesting campaign. Can you start a screen share for us and pull up the data, please? Is that possible?
Yes, yes. That's it.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Yeah, let's go to the Zero Park dashboard, please. All right, so from what I understand correctly, you've been receiving a large amount of click volume. However, there's not really any conversions coming through, or at least at a large scale, which obviously has to do with something on the campaign level. So if you wouldn't mind selecting the specific campaign you would like to show, then we can dig a little bit deeper to see what the actual problem is here. I assume it's the LD campaign, yeah? Okay.
LD campaign, yeah. I think so. We can discuss about this one.
Is that the one you posted in the community?
Yeah, a few examples we have posted up there.
Yeah, but is it about this specific campaign, the data you posted?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. Can you open it, please? This campaign. All right, there we go. So can you explain what you've done? No whole story, but just in some short words, what you've done and why you've done it on this campaign.
We did everything, like the landing pages, everything, and we have like good CTRs on, and we can get the conversions. And we thought maybe something is wrong with the landing page.
Right. Okay. So you get the clicks, but you don't get the conversions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go start at the creatives, please.
The creatives.
Okay. Could you open, let's say, the one with the highest spend, the $92? £1,000 from Barbecue God. Do you imagine £1,000 worth picnic for you and your family? Okay, so the English isn't really that great, but that makes sense. The emoticons are a little bit too close, but what is the CTR? 1.2%. All right, that's pretty good. So definitely from this data, we would say the ad is not the problem, right? The question is, however, you run this ad to the UK, and the English written on this ad, especially the subheadline, is not grammatically correct, right? There are some mistakes here. which would be weird for a UK audience to have a positive behavior pattern to grammatically incorrect sentences. Can I see, let's do creative 6, please.
6.
Okay, and the 5? Okay, let's go to the targets. So far, nothing that weird, just the one grammar issue. Okay, so here we already have some quite sporadic information, right? Look at the spend. So you have a high distribution. So the spend on the level is, one is $23, the top spender, and the other one is $12, and then it significantly drops, right? So the two top widgets are responsible for, I would say, can you scroll up a little bit so we can see the overall spend in the top left? No, scroll up in the entire view, please.
Sure.
Yeah, so so the overall spend is $134. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, then scroll down a little bit. So the top two spends, it's about $35. So about 25% of this campaign was spent by the top two placements, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at those CTRs compared to the rest of the CTRs. So if you scroll down a little bit, so we have a little bit more targets in our view.
Sure.
Okay, so we go from 7% to 12% to 0.3% to 0.5% to 0.7, then 7, 6, 3. Okay, what do you think about this? Okay, so it goes to 16%, 9%, 12%.
No.
What do you think about this data? What do you read from this?
We decided that it's the landing page problem.
Why?
Because creative CTR is pretty high. This is
okay. So let me ask you some questions. Okay, 7%, that's pretty high, right? 11.9%, that's pretty high. I think everybody can agree on this. But 0.03% is not that high, is it?
Yes. It's low, very low.
Yeah, so how come that on the one hand side it's extremely high and on the other side it's extremely low? Is that possible in one campaign? Well, apparently yes. Is it weird? Also yes, right? So this would be an indication that something on this level might not be correct with the data points, right? Because you guys subject yourself to the lender on what basis? On no basis, right? Low CTR. But is the problem on the lender, low click-through rate on the lender, a landing page problem, or is it a sourcing problem? Okay, so now you are on targets, right? Let's go to sources. Okay, so can you scroll down a little bit? Okay, so there's not huge spikes here. It's all about 0 point something percent, except the one which is 17%. Yes?
Yeah.
If we, let me pull everybody up in an overview. If we have all sources on 0 point something percent and one is 17%, which assumption would we make in this scenario?
Low quality traffic probably from this source, whereas 17% CTR.
And how come is that? What would we define as low quality traffic? Why would it be low quality?
Because other sources are very low CTR.
Yeah. So in a scenario where the other ones are really low and this one is really high, wouldn't that mean high quality? Because you're getting a lot of clicks.
Don't know what to say.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Anybody wants to jump in and help our friends with an explanation? Elena?
Hi guys, hi everyone. I would say it's a bot. It's too much clicks, too many clicks.
Okay, and how would we make the conclusion that this could be a potential bot traffic source?
CTR of 5% is it's above all things. It's not common. It's unbelievable. So I
Yeah,
would
and
say
we
it's a
have one
bot. I
of
wouldn't turn on.
17% as well.
That's too much.
Yeah.
It's almost everyone.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Elena. So in this scenario where we're talking about 17%, you spend almost $9, no conversions, so no eCPA, right? And 17% is so far off the average that on a scenario on the top widget, you have 5% with only 3 conversions, right? So you're paying $20 per conversion, where if you check the other widgets, the conversions are on average below $10, right? So it's very unlikely for your highest spender to be double on that CPA, while the CTR is so high. So on the two sides, it doesn't make sense. It should be a lot more traffic, so a lot more conversions, but there are not more conversions. There are less conversions, and that's why the eCPA goes up. You're paying more per conversion. So in a situation like this, it is very important that you would have to understand, well, read the data first, then understand it, and then make decisions based on that data. So in this scenario, the first publisher ID, so the first source, and the fourth source, we would pause. We would pause it specifically because we would assume that there's no quality traffic here to gain. You can do this on the targets, but also on the sources because they batch the targets. Now, I have a question for you guys. Why did you increase and reduce the bid on certain sources? Is it just random because you thought this would be fun, or is there some reasoning behind this?
We wanted to our win ratio go up.
Sorry, what was that?
Win ratio, you wanted to increase the win ratio.
Why?
Because it was very low.
Some targets was very low, other targets was very high. So
Did it? You guys have headphones?
no, we are on laptop.
Yeah, but I'm also on a laptop, but I have headphones. The thing is, there's a very big echo. I don't know if anybody can hear it, but I hear a very strong echo. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you spent your entire daily budget, did you or did you not?
Yes.
Yes. Then the question is, why would you increase the win rate? Okay, let's do a global poll like we did on Tuesday. I know you guys weren't there on Tuesday, but with Neil, with YY, Morgan, we had a lot of fun on Tuesday. You can watch that replay later today in the content portal. Let's make a vote. If the daily budget is spent, do we increase the bid or reduce the bid to manipulate win rate? Hands up if you say yes. Well, Eli, just put your hand up because you said yes. Okay.
But it was before we spent the budget.
Sorry?
It was in the beginning when we started the campaign and we
apparently
checking.
Everybody says that they wouldn't spend the daily budget if the win rate, they wouldn't manipulate the win rate if the entire daily budget is spent. But I want to know why, right? We want to know why, because you guys changed it anyway. So if they say it's wrong, let's hear why it's wrong. Sean will be able to explain it to you guys.
If you spend the daily budget, you don't increase the bidding. Is
Why
that
not?
what you mean? Because you already got all the traffic. You're already paying for everything. It's paying the same price for the same traffic, of a higher price for the same traffic.
Okay, perfect. That's the right answer. But now explain it in a way so they understand, because I don't assume that on the small sentences they understood how it works. Is that possible, Sean?
Let me think about it. My English is not so good, so let me think about it. You're getting the same amount of traffic as you would if your bid was lower. I don't know if to explain it good.
Okay, but it's correct. So Sean, at least you know it. Let me explain it for you, okay? So you guys, what was the daily budget, Elijah?
Daily budget was 20 bucks, I think so.
20 bucks? Okay.
Yes.
So your daily budget is $20. Yes. You have a win rate of 50%. Your entire daily budget is spent. Now you said you want to increase that win rate. Yeah. So you up the bid. But because you up the bid, your cost per click goes up because now you're bidding more for the same traffic. So where you got 100 clicks for $20, now you get 90 clicks for $20. Your win rate goes up, but your ad spend doesn't reach the end of the day because now you're winning more, spending faster at a higher cost. So it doesn't make sense. You should only increase the bid if your entire daily budget is not spent, and you would potentially have a profitable flow. So win rate in the testing phase is not necessarily a factor that would bother us if it's low. It's just an indicator that there's a lot of potential reach, which is great once you have a profitable campaign. Does that make sense for you guys?
Yes.
Or should I write it out later for you guys and I will send it to you by email?
If you could do so.
Yes, of course I can do it. Not a problem.
Look, Colin, one more question.
Yes.
We have splitted this campaign to few campaigns in Zero Park. We have taken one source, and in one source was about 1,500 targets. So we have made.
We wanted to test all the source.
All the source target.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let me give you an answer to a question I got a lot the last 2 weeks. Yes, the question is, which hooks into Neil's post inside the community. If you have 1,500 targets and there's a $1 payout, you apply the 3-day rule, it's $9 per target times 1,500, that's about 14,000. That's a lot of money, right? We would say. In a scenario where we would not see committed conversions, so let's say you spend $250, or in your scenario, you spend $130, you only have 11 conversions worth $1 each, that means that there's simply no traction, right? If there's no traction, then do not become delusional on these theories, but just kill the campaign, right? Because theory and practice, those are two different things. In an ideal scenario, we would test all the widgets to do it properly. However, you know, if you are driving a car and the wheels are on, right? The wheels are on, but one wheel is floppy, then you're going to stop and check the wheel. You're not going to keep driving because the wheels are on the car still. The odds are very likely that it will break along the way if it's bouncy all the time, right? So in this scenario, we would not test all the targets specifically. We would say, for example, out of the 1,400 targets, we have tested 100, and those 100 are not clear indicators for success, so we kill the entire campaign. Whether this is display, native, any of the programmatic sources, the pattern is the same, although we apply different rules. So on a native campaign, you might want to give it a little bit more spend, but at the end of the day, we're not going to test 200 placements for $100 each if you haven't made 2 conversions after a $500 test. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any follow-up question on this, guy, Elijah's? No?
So.
If you guys got a question, we have 2 other questions. So then, Ahmed, you can ask your question.
Yes, I have a question regarding it's the same situation. Can we change the source traffic, like if we are using on the same campaign, use another source traffic and test it also?
Use another source traffic? What would that mean in your scenario?
Like, is this campaign is not working so good on Zero Park? Can we test the same campaign on like Propeller ads or Reach Push or something else?
Definitely. However, just know that these companies, these networks, have very different types of quality, right? So Propeller Ads uses their own end publisher database, and Zero Park is brokerage traffic. So it's spillover traffic. That's why Zero Park is a lot cheaper, but a lot more traffic, like 1,000 times the volume of Propeller Ads. So it would be a full individual test. Usually what you'll see is you will have a profitable campaign on Zero Park, you move it to Propeller Ads, it doesn't work. The other way around, it doesn't work. So just treat it as a new test, but you can test both, definitely. And usually you will find one platform that you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, because I have like 6 campaigns on Zero Park and the conversion is so few.
Well, it could be a lot of things. It might not be necessarily the traffic source, could be you, could be the ads, could be the audience. But for example, I don't like Mega Push, I don't like Push House. I think the quality is too low, yet we have students doing hundreds of conversions a day on these sources. But I just personally don't like it because I think they're shady companies. But there's an opportunity definitely everywhere. So if you feel like you have depleted Zero Park in your experience, move to a different source, 100% fine. Neil, what do you have for us today?
2 questions. I think we need to kill some sources here where the click-through rate is high but not converting. Do you think it's worth continuing on the other sources? And then my second question is it worth adjusting the bid to manipulate the traffic, to get traffic on some of the other sources?
Those are good questions. I don't think this campaign is worth to do a retest on. If you have 11 conversions on $130 spent, you're on 90% minus ROI. Considering their experience, right, I would say just do a new test. I think the capacity to optimize this campaign in the right way, the knowledge is just not there, right? It would be a lot easier to have initial traction from the start. Regarding the bid adjustment per placement, in this scenario where you would have, for example, 14 sources holding 100 targets each, what you can do to create, it's not necessarily a whitelist or a blacklist, but you're giving yourself a little bit more realistic testing procedure, is once it starts running for 1 day, just pause 90% of the campaign. Just pause 9 out of the 10 sources and just test that one source which holds 100 targets, so you can at least test it properly. We would assume if you have 100 different, well, it's one database with 100 different websites in them, we would say that there must be a website that would convert for your specific flow, right? That could be an option you might want to consider if the potential target pool size is too big on Zero Park. So you just cut it from the start. You don't even take into consideration click-through rate or anything like that. You just see after 1 day the traction, which might be some indication, you know, like 10,000 impressions, 20,000 impressions, and then you just make some decisions there, not necessarily to get to profit quicker, but just to have a smaller test. Make sense?
Okay, so you manipulate through pausing, not through adjusting the bid.
Well, why would you adjust a bid?
Well, I was thinking probably incorrectly that you would adjust a bit to weigh some more traffic to some of the placements and take it away from others. But I think you're saying we pause some rather than manipulating the bids.
The problem is with the bid, if there's a huge spike of traffic or resupplied inventory, which wasn't there before, the widget or the placement will keep running. Right? So to be sure that you exclude it completely, if you would lower the bid, there are some other consequences you have to take into consideration. If you pause the placement, you at least no longer have to look at it.
Okay.
Make sense? Yeah.
Thanks.
Welcome. Any other questions on this setup?
Can you hear me, Colin?
Yes.
Look, here is the same campaign on one source and 100 targets.
Yes.
We have run it for 1 day, spent $20, and here are the results. All right. So
you ran it for 1 day and you spent $20, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So can we?
Okay, let me ask you some questions, yeah, in this scenario. You guys made some ads, right? It's one of your first batches. It's one of your first 10 campaigns. Having a realistic expectation, right? Looking at this data, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20 people who sees your ad would click on it. Are you guys this good? Do you think you're this good marketers on push traffic?
We are just beginners. Yeah, but we have a very good teacher. So
okay, so in my live builds, which you guys have seen, I show you CTRs which are really high, right? Really high, 1.7%, which I call in the live build. Ooh, they're really high. If you get this, then you should be proud of yourself. You guys have 46% on one of these placements, right? Which would mean that you are all-round superstars, and we should all bow to you guys. Or on the other side, it may be not correct, right? So when we would look at this data, the first thing that worries me is you guys either make genius level ads or something is wrong with this data pool, right? It's wrong with this data set. I've seen the ads and the quality is not there, which I can tell you guys, to get above 1% CTR, right? So the problem, we can look at the bids, we can look at the audience, we can look at the lender, but those things will not change the fact that the source you're buying traffic from in this scenario cannot supply you with quality data. And I'm not saying that entire Zero Park is just this source, right? Including the target. Do you have a Zero Park rep?
what
Account manager?
Account? Yes, sure.
Yeah, okay. Send him a screenshot of this and just tell him, how would it ever be possible that the CTRs are so high? And then see what he or she says. Who's the account manager?
Adam.
Adam. Oh yeah, okay. Adam will figure it out. That's not a problem, because in this scenario, he will be able to supply you with sources that would be more beneficial for you guys, right? Because right now,
he sent us this source.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, hang on 1 second.
Yeah. He has sent us the source.
It's a whitelist or is it a blacklist?
Whitelist, yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna write something down. What's the company called again? Top Art something?
Top parts for you.
Okay. I will create something on Skype for you guys. I still have your Skype, and then we'll get this fixed, okay? Today.
No,
Not a
no
problem. Yeah. Because the thing is, in this scenario, this will not get you forward, right? We need to move forward. We'll get it fixed. And this is very unlikely. So I will ask Adam to make some changes, and then it will all be okay. And you can continue the test. Do you have any questions regarding this, which would actually be interesting for the others?
All good for now. We will wait for
Yeah, we'll wait. Okay, and then we'll get it sorted. Okay, perfect. Okay. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody has any questions on Serenus and Elijah's campaign? You guys can stop the screen share, by the way. I can stop it for you. Okay, there we go. We're all back. Anybody has any questions on this so far, or it all makes sense? Yeah, why? Go ahead.
I have a very general question. When you speak of traction, can you define how do you determine whether your campaign has traction or not?
That's a good question. So for any traffic source, this would apply: native, display push, Facebook, wherever. On an automated algorithm like Facebook and Google, it would be different than programmatic. So anything with display native push, you will see, we would assume that we know once you start running several campaigns where the ICTR should be, right? Whether it is 0.1%, 1%, 1.5%. On a CPC campaign, you start high and then you drop, right? So the initial traction there might be a little off, because you might start at 2% ICTR and then the algorithm drops it just for the testing. But on a CPM campaign, we would see, let's say 1%. where we know that 1.2% is the target. So we would call that initial traction, right? We're very close to the target already. Then in the first day, we need 9 conversions and we get 7 conversions, right? So that's already some good traction. However, in the scenario where we optimize the shitty placements quickly, then after 3 days, you would already have quite a smooth out campaign. If you would run a campaign where you need 27 conversions per source after 3 days on push, and you have 0 or 1, you basically know after the second day, there's already no traction. You're just giving it the last day for a miracle to occur. And sometimes it happens, but most of the times it doesn't. So the initial traction is usually ICTR or conversions, right? Then there are some, I wouldn't say exclusions, but for example, the rapid testing on native, once you have more experience. So for example, on a DSP, you could potentially test 500 creatives a day, right? If they allow bulk uploads. In that scenario, the ICTR momentum you control yourself and the exchange doesn't really. So in that scenario, it is more in the fact that you look at the ICTR quickly and then you repurpose that to build it on, so you create your own traction. You would only upload new creatives if there's traction. Make sense?
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Any follow-up question? No? Okay. Anybody else? No? All right, then we have time. What's the time? Yeah, we have more than enough time. Do we have another campaign? That's a real question. I know some of you are running some real interesting campaigns, but maybe you don't want to share. Who knows? Anybody? Faxley? Yeah? Okay. Press the unmute and you can talk.
Yeah. I just launched a sweepstake IVR sweepstake campaign in Cuba in Rich Bush, and it was just launched today, and it got like 7 conversion out of like 150 clicks. Can I show it in the screen? Yeah.
Yeah, you can share the screen. So you're running a campaign on Rich Push with sweepstakes,
Yeah.
which you launched today, 7 conversions out of 130 clicks.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And the ROI is like probably minus 70%, I guess.
All right.
Yeah. I could only spend like $5 up to now, I guess, because maybe there isn't very much volume in a small geo like Cuba. That is what I guess. Or
What
maybe
is
there's
the
something.
geo?
Cuba.
Cuba?
Yeah.
Ah, all right, perfect.
Yeah. How could I share the screen?
At the bottom, there's a green button which says share screen.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. So everyone can see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes. Here is the screenshot in my checker. Yeah. 183 and 6 conversions.
So just give me a second. If you don't scroll, then I can read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
quite good. Yeah, well, hang on, don't scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, so the payout is very low, right?
Yeah.
But the spend is also very low for the amount of clicks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you choose Cuba as initial test to learn?
No, because
Cuba
Cuba was recommended by my manager. He said it's very successful at the moment. For a lot of conversion happened in their website. So I decided to give Cuba a shot. Yeah.
Fair enough. And the payout on this offer must be like, let's say 14 cents.
It's a IVR payout. The payout is not stable. Sometimes it can go to very high payout, but most of the time the payout is quite low. But I have got once I got a payout more than £10. Sometimes you can get as much as that. Yeah.
Okay, but is it like click to call, or is it like a full sweepstake IVR where you have to die yourself?
I think it should be you have die for. No, I think it's something if you if you click on the final page, the call will happen instantly. That's what I guess. I never.
Yeah, okay, so
really,
it's click to
yeah,
call. Yeah, you click and the
yeah,
phone dials the IVR. Then the longer
yeah.
you stay on the line, the higher payout you get.
Yeah, I think it is something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so what is the question? Because we see the data, we understand what you're doing.
Should I go on and try? Should I go on with the campaign? Because it's just one day, and at least I should spend like maybe 20 or 30. Then I make a decision whether to stop it or not.
Well, you know, or at least you should know how we run push traffic. We run push traffic according to the theory which is called the 3-day rule. Do you know how it works?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you shouldn't have to ask that question because you need to complete the 3-day rule.
But it is the. But how could I decide the payout for IVR offer, because their payout is not stable?
Well, in that scenario, you would have to take an average payout. So I
Average
assume
payout.
that your account manager will be able to provide you with, let's say, the average card value.
Average
Yeah.
payout. Oh, okay. And
Good.
yeah. And another question I have is, for small volume GEO, can you collect enough data to make a decision about the optimization, or is there some way to really try to scale the volume on this small
Oh,
GEO?
you can never scale the volume. The volume is what it is. You can try to bid more, to buy more traffic, buy all the volume, but you cannot get more people online, right? In small geos, that is the consequence. You can test it quickly, but if there's no traffic and it is profitable, then you'll just have to drag it out over time, right?
Okay.
Because more people are obviously online on a daily basis than they are in one day.
So for small geo campaign, you just have. So for small geo campaign, there's nothing much you can do unless it is a green campaign by autopiloting, or you just have to kill it. You can't really optimize it.
You would apply the 3-day rule nonetheless. So whether this 3-day rule can be completed in 3 days' time because it takes 7 days to get in the traffic, then you would have to distribute the payout across 7 days, and the rule would be adjusted a little bit, but the same rule applies. You know, you cannot make traffic appear, so the traffic is what it is, but we made the 3-day, or at least I made the 3-day rule 4 years ago as a theory, because even with low traffic or high traffic, it always plans out, because the CPA is relative to the cost of the traffic. So left or right, it always works. So I'm very positive, actually, that in this situation, you can also apply it.
So then the reasonable thing I should do now is just to pause this campaign and try something else, right?
No, the thing you should do is run this campaign, pause the placements according to the 3-day rule.
Oh, okay. I
get it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Faxley. Anybody has any questions on this campaign from Faxley? Or anything in general? No, it's okay. You can stop the screen share. That's fine. Anybody has their own campaign they would like to share? If not, we'll do a little pop quiz. Ooh, Murat. Okay. See, one after another, you guys will get less nervous to show what you've accomplished. It's all good.
Yeah, this is just a small campaign, 1 week in. So
1 week. It's the COD, yeah?
Yeah.
Is the tracking fixed?
Yeah, it was
fuck
fixed all along. Yeah, it was.
Okay, you were just not looking properly.
No, I got confused by the rep from the traffic source. I think it was just because how do you say that the test conversion was from the wrong GEO because I have no VPN, and I think that
Fair
that
enough.
was the miscommunication.
What was it you that sent me a message yesterday about some really nice advice from your AM?
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look it up, but I can't find it. I have so many chats. Murat.
She wanted me
Oh, here.
to up the bidding for more
Okay.
volume.
So we have a lot of account managers that send great advice. Oh, maybe we should try some more widget. Maybe we should try some more creatives. So Murat forwarded me a really nice message about all kinds of feedback the account manager said. So this is what we say. Thanks, but no thanks. We don't need their advice. We follow our own procedures. Anybody who ever sends me whatever your account manager says to improve your campaign, they are account managers and not media buyers because they don't know how to media buy. If they would know, then they wouldn't be working there, right? Okay, good. And Murat, you did well by sending me that message.
Yeah, I did tell her that, but in a nicer way.
Yeah, of course. You can be nice. You don't have to be as rude as me. That's fine. But yeah, let's do a screen share, and you can show us what you've done so far and what we're looking at.
Yeah, you can see my screen because my screen disappeared. Yeah. You can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, good. 8 conversions, minus 50%.
What is the source
more or less
of this campaign?
The source.
Oh, it says, is it MGID direct
MGID.
or is it through the DSP?
MGID direct.
Direct, okay.
Let's see. This is the camp, the teasers. Yeah, the problem I had to get accustomed to the platform.
Of course.
My assumption was I can test a max of 5 teasers. They maxed it out to 10 teasers at a time. And my assumption was if I kill one teaser, I can just add one teaser, but we have like a moderation process time of 70 hours or 2 days, 3 days. So yeah, I was stupid in that sense. I just waited and added the new creative and killed another one and waited again for 2 days. So, but the rep from MGID told me yesterday I can add 10 teasers.
10 more. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what you have there. Can we see them on VCTR, which is basically ICTR?
This?
Yeah, so this one would be your best creative. Or yeah, just filter it.
This is the best one and the most conversions. It's about break even.
Is this campaign break even?
No, only this teaser. This teaser.
Okay.
Break even. Yeah. And if we go back to the, how do I move this? This is a bit annoying.
Yeah, you can drag it. You should be able to drag it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, it's better. Okay, I wanted to show you because I had multiple offers, like what I saw on the live build from Stanley. So the landers are hosted by AdCombo themselves. So I used.
So you made a rotator on the lander, which includes the offer.
Exactly.
Okay.
And these 3 are the winners. The other ones had no conversions at all.
Okay.
And yeah, one is yeah, doing well in the green for now.
Who's doing quite well, eh?
Quite well. I hope it stays like this.
Damn, who told you to switch from push to native?
Yeah.
No, but you're doing
Thanks
good.
a lot.
Yeah. You're doing good. No, the thing is, your budget has room for this, and now you apply what you've learned with a little bit of a higher quality source, and this is the result. You have some good amount of conversions coming in. If it's only been a week, it's quite interesting to see this data. But the real question for you, and I think everybody patiently waiting here, because it looks that everything is going great for you.
It looks that way. It looks that way. Only I am testing more teasers to get a higher CTR,
Right?
like we discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best performing one. I have some more like the tribal images. They are not doing that well. However, ones have a decent CTR, but it's not converting. So I added some more. These ones, they are added by the rep from MGID because she thought she needed to hold my hand. But I am removing them one by one and adding new images, new teasers.
All right. Right.
This one, this few I added yesterday, and I think
what is the target country for this offer?
Bosnia Herzegovina.
Bosnia, but they don't have that type of Aboriginal people in Bosnia, I would say. I'm not familiar too much with the Bosnian culture, but those look like non-Bosnians. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The tribal ones is like the creative will say something like Indian tribe kept this diet trick for.
Fair enough. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
But I still think that the before and after angle will perform better. I have a question though about this. Is this normal? Like will this work fine? Like the city.
Right. So the only thing you would have to consider is that you would have to leave some room on the characters for the city parameter, because sometimes the city might be Hak, which is like 3 letters, and sometimes it might be 26 letters. So what happens is if it's 26 letters, on the 37 kgs, it will be cut off. So half of your sentence will not show, it will show ... which is something to consider when you're dealing with a country with insanely long city length titles. And you can simply Google this, what's the average city length title in Bosnia? And then you'll get an answer. So that is important when you use city or state parameters, which are extremely powerful in copywriting. You would need to take this into consideration.
Okay, that's a good one. Yes, and the CTR, what should I strive for ICTR on the teas for this geo? And
Bosnia, that's a good question. That's not a geo that's oftenly run, but if we look at the average here, I would probably say the top performer on, so you can see where the traction is on the algorithm, because this one says medium traffic for 6.2 cents and the other says very low traffic for 6.2 cents. So this one is favored. So you pay less and you get more traffic, right? So if this one has a the median favor on 0.8%, I'll probably say you would have a high quality campaign at around 1.3, 1.4.
1.3, 1.4.
If you can do that, then I'm seriously impressed. But even if you get, let's say 1, that would already be a nice improvement. But you would get 20% more traffic, which if the campaign is stable, that would mean 20% ROI usually.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I will add 10 creatives.
Yeah, just keep it going on a daily basis, and then you'll see it go up or not, and then after 5 days you stop it.
I do my best, bro.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
I think that's it. I don't have nothing to add. I did pause one widget though. Yeah, using the CPA rule, 1 times CPA, and yeah.
That's good. Perfect. Then you're on the right track. Anybody has any questions for Murat about his campaign, or for me about this campaign specifically? Yeah, why? Go ahead.
A quick question. Is this run on network or is it on a whitelist?
Run on network.
Okay. How many placements are we looking at?
That's a good question.
He doesn't know.
No, I don't know.
That's
It
okay.
was like 3 pages. We can go to the tracker. Let's give it a look. Was quite a few, I think. It also could be that the rep whitelisted themselves because
400.
as I said
Oh,
before,
yeah.
400,
Okay.
yes.
That's good. 400 is like just like the middle spot. If you can do this properly, then you have a solid campaign.
Yes. I hope
Perfect.
so.
Why? Anything additional?
No, that's good. That's on my question.
Sweet. Neil?
A bit of an oddball question. I think Bosnia Herzegovina has multiple languages. Am I right about that? It would complicate the scenario.
I wouldn't really think it would complicate things. I mean, in Belgium, they speak French and Dutch, but there's an extremely big overlap, right? So
Okay.
in most countries, I think the main language would be adaptive. However, if you would have a specific lender in a specific language where you make an assumption. Murat, I think it was you who ran the UAE campaign in Arabic and English. Was it you or was it Damien? Wasn't
No,
you?
it's not me.
No, that was Damien, but I don't think Damien's here. He was here for like the last hour, but he's not here right now. Anyway, in such countries, it matters, but then you can geo-target specifically in language in your traffic source. You can select the language the operating system needs to have. So my phone, that's why it's funny, I only get ads in English because my phone is in English. So they would assume that I get ads in Dutch, but I don't.
Okay. Another thing, this is a display campaign. I did a little bit of testing in display and determined that I need
campaign.
Sorry, sorry. I meant a native campaign. So
Okay.
I determined that I need a pretty solid lander, sort of an infomercial advertorial. Is that common, or would this type of campaign go to a brief lander maybe?
It depends on what type of offer you have and what kind of payout it's attached to. So what are you running, or what are you looking to run?
I was doing a sweepstakes in the fashion vertical. This was not a CPA, but a private marketing for a fashion organization.
Well, probably sweepstakes wouldn't be the right product to promote on native.
Right.
So you probably, unless it's like a credit card trial, which is a little bit higher ticket, but then we would use a full page advertorial in that sense. So let me give you some examples, okay? For a cash and delivery, we use a full page advertorial. This is Nutra. For an offer which has a video sales letter, we use a one button click through VSL letter, which comes in 2 variations, one straight and one horizontal. Then these are all in the Debrew platform, right? For example, a crypto opt-in, which is a VSL with an opt-in, we use a full-blown advertorial, which has 4 scrolls, so very long. For a Nutra straight sale or a Nutra trial, we use a full-blown advertorial, which is 3 scrolls. When we promote, for example, insurance, solar, we use a 1/4-page advertorial, including with a fake quiz opt-in. So what happens is it looks like, select your state or in what kind of house do you live in? They select it and they redirect it to the page. So it's like a one button click, basically, but it's like disguised. And then e-commerce, their advertorials. What else do we have? And then the quiz patterns, it's not an engagement platform native, it's like a consumption, information consumption. So that's why you often see advertorials, because it fits the advertorial style of the news websites.
Okay. So this was an e-commerce in fashion, but attempting for lead generation. So we used a sweepstakes to capture the lead, but I can see that it would require a proper lander.
Yeah, probably in that scenario, if you would, well, what is the product you sell in these stores?
A women's fashion.
Yeah, well, you can run women's fashion straight up, but you have to lie a little bit about it on native. So you can say, this is the #1 popular dress in the United States for females for summer. And then you'll get crazy amount of clicks because women love fashion, and then you just say it's the #1 dress, but voted by who? Voted by you. And you just put a disclaimer at the bottom of the editorial, voted by myself.
Yeah, our ambition is to capture the leads more so we can warm them up over time.
Can do, but I would say then you would probably more efficient using either like a social source or like a push database leverage. The traffic on native would just be too expensive to leverage leads properly. You know, people click, the conversion rate will be low. So for example, Facebook lead gen, you have about, well, we have for our own stuff, like let's say 65, 70% opt-in rate with lead forms. And then on native, you have 3%. Because the intent is not to do opt-ins, the intent is to consume information.
Right, okay.
Because all they do is like, let's say you read 10 pages, the 11th page you're going to read again, you're not going to fill out some information. That's primarily it.
Okay, so the consumer is more entertaining themselves? They're not...
I wouldn't say entertainment, it's more informative educational material, because entertainment would be Facebook, where it's engagement based.
Okay.
You click, you like, you do things with your mouse. And if I'm on, let's say, CNN, all I do is scroll the whole time. And I click on a new article and I scroll for 2 minutes. I read everything, I scroll. Or on Facebook, it's like, happy birthday, how are you doing? You ugly, you nice, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. All right. Super, thank you.
All right, welcome. Ahmed, you're next.
Yes, I have two general questions. My first question regarding the native ads. Is it better to run native ads or to like make my website and grow my websites with the native banners on my website?
Two different business models. I consulted in acquisition for 6 months and it was completed 2 weeks ago. It was a $1 million purchase of 2 publisher websites. So it gets 5 million clicks every month and it makes money off native AdSense. So they have MGID widgets, they have Nativo widgets, which is great because I haven't seen that side of the business that often. But what's better, that takes a long time. If you need to build up to 5 million clicks a month, it's a very specific niche. They've done it for 8 years. It's worth a lot of money, but it's a time and labor intensive project, but it has very little upfront cost, right? Where the PPC side, the native side, has quite high upfront cost, quite a fast learning model, but you see returns very quickly. So where you would have a business, let's say you start a barber shop or you start a restaurant, after 6 years, you might be profitable, right? Where with native ads, running those ads, well, the Brazilian guys are not here, but after 3 days, they were profitable, right? Which is like unheard of. Most people will take 2-3 months to achieve that, but that's still for a business relative term, a very short amount of time.
And my other question regarding the push or pop ads, is it better to make like collecting emails in my landing page? Or it makes no sense?
It does make sense. However, again, you are having a split decision between 2 business models, straight CPA or email marketing, right? I wouldn't recommend, if you want to do email marketing, do it on a social engagement platform like Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter. That would work a lot better. If you have, for example, push, they are opted into a database, it would make more sense to get opt-ins for your own database than to do email marketing, because you don't know these people, you don't know what they want, you don't know what they like, you don't even know if they're male or female, you don't know anything about them because it's a very untargeted source. And building your own push database is probably a little bit too expensive at this point because we should have done that 4 years ago. Right, so I would definitely recommend, if you want to do email marketing, which is something we don't do at all, right? Because this is something I don't like. You guys get my emails probably every day from my YouTube videos. Every time I have to write these emails, and I think I'm quite a good copywriter, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to do this shit. I hate email marketing because you get emails back like, hey, you dickhead, stop spamming me, because I send all these emails every day. Like we send 25,000 emails a day, right? So it's quite the batch on a monthly basis. But it has to be your passion, because I know guys basically in every single business model of affiliate marketing, whether it's SEO, search engine, whether it's blogging, you know, videos, crypto, and they all make a lot of money, but you would have to specialize in one thing. So you cannot bridge yourself between 2 business models. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else has some questions? No? Oh, that's great, because we have, ooh, there's a question. I wanted to start my pub quiz, but we have another question. William, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So until now, I've learned a native ad for around 1 month.
Yes.
And the biggest difficulty I have now is the ICTR percentage.
To
Until
get
now,
your
the highest.
ICTR higher.
Yeah.
Okay, and what have you
For
done?
example, for the CTR, it's okay with me. For example, between 20 and 50% is the average CTR percentage. But the ICTR, the highest ones are around 0.5, 0.2. But you mentioned that it should be higher than 0.5 on the video.
Which
on
video?
The training video. Yeah.
The training video.
Yeah, on the training video. So,
okay.
But I've tested around 100 creatives for one recent campaign, but still the highest ones are 0.2. So I've tried, for example, before and after mostly, and some oil or something like that, butter, melting butter or something like that. But still the
ICTR doesn't go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what
I wonder who can achieve that highest ICTR.
Sorry, what was that?
So I wonder how can the high CTR can be achieved.
Yeah. All right. So 100 creatives sounds like a lot. Yeah. However, if there's no improvement, you have only one option.
What's that?
That's the question. It would always be to test more, right? Okay, so obviously I know about the entire situation because I have you here on the chat. So just to portray the situation for everybody, William got from like the very low ICTR to like the highest was, I think, if I recall correctly, 0.5, not 0.2, the first one you said. Or it was the 0.2 one on the ads. You did 100. I told you, just stop it for now, the creatives, and move on to the lender, right? Because the lender was 20%, right? You got the lender from 20% to 50%, which is really good by testing like 10 different lenders, right?
Yes.
So now you almost tripled your traffic by improving the landing page because you couldn't do it on the creatives, right?
Yeah.
So now you've tripled on something you're good at, which is landing pages. You can do some small tests, which I told you today to apply, right? The copy, the headline, and then you go back to the creatives, because what else are you going to do? You apply the CPA rule, you have fixed the lender, you cannot control the offer. So are you going to do nothing all day, or are you going to create more creatives?
So yes, so as you mentioned, as you suggested, so trying 3 to 5 new offers, rotating offers can be a good idea.
Yeah, that would be for your campaign a good idea, but it doesn't change the ICTR on your campaign.
Yes, you're correct. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the advice I gave you is obviously focused on the general outcome of your campaign. First, fix the landing page, then fix the offer rotator to get a specific outcome. However, your question about the ICTR, let's say, William, you've now done 100 creatives. I can assure you, if you have done 500 creatives, you will must be able to get, because you have quite some experience now, you should be able to get a higher ICTR image. And if you cannot do it after 500 creatives, then you move on. Okay?
Okay, so the proper number is 500.
For you today, 500.
Okay, I see. I got it.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions, William?
No.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions from anybody? Or we can finally move on to the pop quiz. Fexley, are you raising your hand or are you scratching your head? Yeah, you're raising your hand. Okay, then ask your question.
When you said you can't do both good, do you mean someone can't do paid traffic and organic traffic good together?
Yes, that's what I mean.
That's what you mean. You never saw someone who do media buying and SEO website good to both and okay.
Well, I've seen them when I look in the mirror every day. I see him. Yes, but I have a lot of different experience and a lot more money than you guys have, right? So it's based on the experience level. If you know how to run 7-figure campaigns, then yes, you can spend some time on learning SEO, how to run YouTube channels, how to create blogs, how to get traffic, because the whole media buying company, it runs. I'm not there, right? It's the guys are running it, they're doing it, the campaigns are running. If I would run my own campaigns right now, I can launch a campaign in 30 minutes and I would have to check it for 2 minutes every day, right? Because when I look at the screen, it's like bang, 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 next. Where I know when you would have to clarify your data to me, right? Give me an explainer. It would take you 30 minutes to explain your campaign. And that's, the more you do it, the more practice you get. And I would say as soon as you reach a level where you can honestly say, I make so much money, I'm bored of this, then it's a good idea to add another business model. Because if you make a lot of money and you're still excited about it, it means you can make more money. Is that a good answer? Perfect. Thank you, Vexley. Joe, are you still there? Yeah, you think I haven't seen you, but I've seen you. What is that board behind you? It looks very interesting. Makes you look like a smart guy.
Well, I do YouTube videos on spiritual evolution. So this is really kind of a dynamic of the law of phi and how that works. And as I tie into launching my yoga brand, it's going to be kind of I'm working on building a spiritual yoga clothing company.
That's awesome, Joe. Definitely not my area of interest, but good for you. Good for you. It looks very interesting. Okay, I have some more questions for you guys today. Obviously, I love to finish. We have 20 minutes left, so let's do a pop quiz on our written theories. We have a lot of new people today, and we're going to test your brain. See what you know. Everybody's looking like, oh shit, this is my first time here. I don't want to say anything wrong. Oh, well, here we go. Who do we pick? Who do we pick? Sean, let's give you another shot, yeah? I know it's definitely not your first time here. Could you explain me the golden rule?
The golden rule was when you scale, ROI goes down.
Nice. And how does it work?
It's because you want more traffic and you start bidding more and your daily budget go high, so it costs more, so the ROI goes down.
Perfect. And earnings per click stay the same.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
perfect. Well, it kind of ties into your previous question, but 1 point for you, Sean. Let me write it down. Sean, 1 point. Well, then let's see somebody who's also very smart. Sudhakar, what do you run? Native or push? I can't remember. I haven't heard from you in a while. Native, yeah?
And native, but I didn't start it yet. So I'm just in the process of observing. I didn't start it yet.
Okay, well, let me ask you if you can explain the CPA rule.
3 day CPA rule, which is
well, not 3 days. CPA rule is a CPA rule, and a 3-day rule is a 3-day rule. 2 different theories. But I want to know from you CPA rule.
CPA rule is 1.2. Is that the one? You're talking 1.2 if it is
1.2 what?
Oh,
if you don't know, you don't know. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just like probably not.
No, it's fine. That's fine. Then we'll move to somebody else. That's okay. Amir, what do you run? I will ask you an appropriate question.
Hi, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I just started there a few days ago. I joined your group a few days ago.
And what traffic source do you run?
I was running search, Bing mostly.
Search.
Yeah.
Bing. Do you know anything about our theories or not?
Yeah, I watched a few videos in the last couple of days.
And which topic?
Native.
Native? Please name me 3 native traffic sources.
No.
It's difficult, eh?
What?
It's difficult. It's like we're in high school again.
Yeah. No, it's Outbrain, Taboola, and the last one was
Outbrain, Taboola, that's right.
Outbrain, Taboola, and MGID.
MGID, perfect. You get 1 point, and I'll give you 1 bonus point because you knew. How great is that? Perfect, Amir. Well, Mr. John Collins, you were very active. Now the 3 sources have been said. You need to name 2 more.
Propeller is push, right?
Yeah, propeller is push.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Honestly, I don't know. Those were the 3 networks that I got accepted to. I am not running as
let's do 3 on push then. You have 1. Propeller is 1.
Zero Park, right? Does push?
Yes.
And propeller push, Zero Park. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it.
It always is. Come on, John, you can do this. We have so many. Who's ready to help John?
Anybody? I'm not running push as of yet. I'm just starting.
Yeah, Elijah, go ahead.
It is rich push.
Rich push.
Perfect. Cache.
Cache.
Some match.
Well, Elijah, you get 2 points because you're normally famous for shouting the wrong answer. So now you have it correct. That's perfect. Well, thanks, John. Elijah, you get a follow-up question. Please explain me the 3-day rule.
3-day rule. 3-day rule.
You must get 99 conversions. If it's equal, you stay. If it's lower, you kill. If it's higher than 9 conversions, then you scale it.
Fair enough. That's a brief explanation, but you get the idea. So that's good. More points for you guys. Well done. All right, who's next? Who's like, man, I deserve some points because I feel like I'm doing well. I think I know everything because I can give you a difficult question. Let's go to Eric. Eric's also new. He's like, can you talk, Eric? Do you have a mic? No?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. What traffic source do you run, Eric?
Facebook.
Facebook. All right. You want a Facebook question?
No, just native question. I watched some videos from you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then you can perhaps explain me the 3-day rule, the CPA rule.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. In what situation would we look at win rate?
So that when you win rate is low, and then you have not spent all your budget, daily budget.
Yes.
And you see that so the CTR and the ICTR, I mean, you assume that there's a good traffic.
Yeah.
So you increase the bid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's quite impressive. Thanks, Eric. That's 100% correct. Damn, everybody's so smart today. We haven't had a laugh about the super wrong answer, which we usually do. But I know one gentleman who's very smart, who is working on his first setup right now, Mr. Morgan. He's like, oh no, not again, because we had a little bit of pick of him on Tuesday, but now we can counter. What can we do with sub-angles? Could you explain to me how that works?
Gotcha. So an angle is kind of more like, so you choose your vertical. So health and fitness, let's say Nutra. And then an angle would be like weight loss. And then your sub angle would be, how do you want to approach that angle? So for marketing, for copywriting. So we chose Nutra. We're dealing with weight loss angle. An angle would be like, sub angle would be like, how do you want to talk about that weight loss? Do you want to talk about, you don't have to follow a diet. You don't want to have to put in an effort or exercise. Maybe a sub angle could be, one of our contestants here spoke about Indian tribes, 870 years lost secret, maybe that's a sub angle, a cultural sub angle.
Right. Some good examples. Can you give us some examples for dialysis?
Or, that has to do with blood, right? Your blood?
I think it's for the kidney dialysis. But you would have to know how a dialysis machine looks like for, well, I already gave it away, fuck.
Man, I don't know anything about dialysis.
Oh, it's like a huge machine which goes like this behind you and you're like plugged in. So what it does, I don't know exactly what it does, but it cleans your kidneys. And the problem is obviously being attached to this machine for 4 hours a week instead of having the freedom. So that's the problem solution there. Remember on Wednesday, I explained to you the problem solution. So either what Morgan said, the sub angles are in direct correlation with your entire flow, or is the problem solution there? But it was a 100% correct explanation. So many correct answers today. Let me think of something more difficult. Who knows anything about bidding strategies? Who has watched the training on bidding strategies? And of course, I can check it inside the content portal. I know YY has watched it, the bidding strategies, 100%. Aleno must have watched it. Murat must have watched it. You guys. Who can explain me, just give me some hands then, how a CPC campaign differs from a CPM campaign? I know Damien has like connection issues because he keeps leaving and joining, but he can explain me very well. Let me see if he knows. Damien, welcome back. I have a question for you, but is the internet stable enough for me to ask it to you?
I'm trying to connect through my phone, so it keeps cutting off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, see, I'm running through 4G because our wireless is up and down, so it just keeps cutting off.
Would you be in the situation where you can answer a question for us, or would you rather do it next time?
Go on then, give it a shot. Any problems?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Please enlighten us. What's the difference between, well, is he gone or people are leaving? No, I think he's gone. Yep. Okay. That didn't work out as planned. Let me think. Who can give me the definition of a whitelist? Who are the native people here? Who are running native or are looking to run native? Can I see some hands? Okay. Okay. What about push? And what about you, Marina? You don't want to do anything? Oh, I remember the email. Maybe it's Facebook, yeah, what you desired. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Let's go with Amir. Yeah, I see your hand in the casket thing.
Hey.
Yeah, there we are, back again. Could you explain me the definition of a whitelist?
A whitelist is the widgets that you want to run your ads on.
That could be any list.
Yeah,
Why
it
is it
could be
called a
any list,
whitelist?
but if I contact my affiliate, my contact manager, so I can get a whitelist. Instead of, let's say, run on network, it's all the widgets the network has. And then
Yes.
if I ask for a whitelist, so they give me a specific list that they already maybe cleaned. The one that other affiliates tried it before and made some sales on it using this
Okay.
list. So it's a little more specific. There is a better chance maybe to have some success in a specific niche or an offer. The difference between that and a blacklist, that the blacklist
No, one
is,
second, hang on. We'll get to the blacklist in a second. Your explanation at the end was proper. Anybody here who knows the real definition by heart, then you are a real OG. I think somebody must know here the full definition of a whitelist. Alena?
Yeah, I would say it's a list of publishers that already have a...
It's not correct. The exact definition we need to know.
Sorry.
It's okay, Elena, I forgive you. What about Marina? She's very eager. So let's see.
I just write it today in the morning. A list of placements that are proven to convert.
Perfect. That is 100% correct. Did I say that in a video? Because I'm missing one word. So if I said it myself, I will rephrase it for you guys once more. A list of pre-selected placements that are proven to convert. Yes? A list of pre-selected placements that are proven to convert. I would recommend everybody to write it down, because next week, if we do this again, I will 100% ask again, and then you can look super smart on the recording. Thanks, Marina. That was great. John, yes. Can you explain me how a blacklist works before Amir tells us? Are you frozen, or he's pretending to be sure? Yeah, he's like me or some other John, which we don't have on this call.
Me?
Yeah, you, John. Yeah.
Sorry. So the question was, can I explain how a blacklist works?
Yeah.
A blacklist is a list of placements, or I would imagine, placements or sites that are restricted from running traffic to.
Why?
Either because they're not compliant with the network in terms of the traffic, or not compliant with the offer?
No.
Okay.
Let's try again, because you were correct. It's a list of placements that we shouldn't run, but why? Let's take the whitelist, for example. Marina said a whitelist is a list of pre-selected placements that are proven to convert. Yeah, we only need to add one word to this to make it a blacklist.
That they're proven to not convert.
Awesome. So it's a list of pre-selected placements that are proven not to convert, right? Basically, this is a list where account managers already know there's a lot of bot traffic. It is unlikely that will convert. We've seen this from experience. The reason they add this to run campaigns to make additional margin, right? So the more traffic you run, the better whitelist you get, or the better blacklist you get, where those placements are excluded. The reason they do this for you, because they know that they make a lot of money on you and they want to keep you running if you keep buying traffic from them. Perfect, John. That was great. Let's see. Anybody has a genius question or a devious question? Okay, let's look at e-commerce. Anybody here runs e-commerce products? No? Well, that's a good question then. Which two products are the hottest two products on the market right now for e-commerce? He's like, Murat was like, yes, but then no. For e-commerce, the hottest two products on the market right now. Okay, why? Look at site. Aleno is already outside. Neil, it's very bright behind you, right? I think everybody here is in a t-shirt because it's hot, right? Okay, because it's hot. What would be hot right now? Aleno. Oh, John, too late. It's Aleno's turn already.
What be if it's health would be okay to promote. We discussed this last meeting, didn't we?
I don't know. Did we?
Yeah, it's a good time to promote Nutra.
Well, that's true, but we're talking about e-commerce.
So
like real e-commerce. Sorry?
Something related to losing weight.
Like a treadmill?
Like a pill, yeah.
I don't think I would buy a treadmill when it's...
No, not a treadmill, like a diet pill.
But okay, so let me explain. Let me clarify. A diet pill would be in the Nutra vertical, but we're now in the e-commerce vertical.
Okay, in my definition, would be also e-commerce. So.
Okay, so what is the heat in Brazil right now?
Right now, it's like 26, 27 degrees.
Living the good life. Once you go inside, it's hot or it's cold?
It's hot also.
Yeah? Okay, so what do you do when it's hot inside?
Air conditioning.
Okay, well, I wanted to grab my AC here, but air conditioning, right? So what would be a hot product to sell in summertime? Air conditioning. And you probably won't sell an air conditioning like this, which is $8,000, which goes all the way through the roof, which has a huge fan. You can see behind Michael, right? Michael has an AC as well behind him. Yes, we have a very luxurious office with 20 of these hella expensive ACs. But it's hot right now in the Netherlands, 29 degrees or something, and we all need these cool ACs. However, for $160, you can buy a portable AC. So if I would tell you guys, hey, you guys want to buy a portable AC? Why? Because you not have an AC in your office? Well, probably. Then in addition to this, what do we get? Okay, so AC is one, yes? What is the number one frustration when you go to bed and you hear zzz in your room and then you get stung by a mosquito and it's like these electric mosquito fuckers, right? What's it called? The tennis racket with like mosquito electricity, bang, 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 bang. And they sell for like, I think $60 or something. So the payouts are quite good because it's summertime, there's water, you get hella mosquitoes in most countries. And that is a good solution. So ACs, mosquito deaf machines would be a great opportunity in summertime. Perfect. What would be not such a good product to promote right now? Which might be surprising. The biggest decrease on hot summer days. Come on, guys. We're mostly male here. Use your brain, use your male brain. So we'll exclude Marina for this second, but let your male brain function. John, what would be the biggest decline in terms of vertical on a hot summer day using your male-dominated brain?
Okay, so you're not talking e-com anymore. You switched.
No, yeah, the entire branch, all the verticals combined.
The way you phrased the statement makes me think of male enhancements, but that's adult traffic.
I don't think we all have a dirty brain, John, but thanks for the...
Well,
no, I'm kidding. It is obviously adult. Yeah, you're right. It is the adult space, right? Men are weak, right? So when we do a lot of talking, but when it's hot, it's like, oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing this. And the adult-related content, it goes down. So the adult-related consumption, the traffic, the offers, it goes down with a huge spike. So you see when people are staying in, when it's snowing, the consumption of adult-related materials goes up. Which is, sorry?
Well, I was right.
Yeah, you were right, 100%. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Which is one of the important elements to understand, where there's a video, if you haven't watched it, which is called Audience Behavior Patterns, which is in the content portal. It's a very interesting training to understand the mind, how consumer thought patterns work. I did a podcast the other day with Michael where we talk about OnlyFans and the weakness of men regarding adult-related material, which is quite interesting because it's a big opportunity, right? One last question before we go, because it's already time. After the coronavirus slowdown, which I think is happening in all the countries, what would be the three biggest trends, right? The three biggest marketing pillars. And this is, you either know marketing or you don't. Oh, now everybody's like, let me not try to answer this. Who thinks they know the foundational marketing pillars? William does. Well, William, let's go.
I just know one thing, it's travel.
Yes, however, in this phase of the slowdown of the coronavirus, I don't think that will happen that quickly, the wide area of travel, but maybe at a later stage. Then that definitely. Thank you, William. Marina,
You're welcome.
Do you know the three pillars of marketing, advertising in general? No?
I don't think, because I just started yesterday all your studying, and I'm just at the beginning of introduction.
No, it's fine. This is marketing in general, but once you hear it, you're like, oh, obviously. So that's fine. Eric.
So it's neutral, dating, and make money.
Yes, health, wealth, and relationship. Eric, you get 5 points for this answer because apparently nobody else knew, and this is foundational knowledge. So health, wealth, relationships is the evergreen triangle, right? This is human behavior. This will always be working. People want love, people want more money, and they always want to look better. Now you're out of your homes. Once the lockdown is over, you can meet other people again on a regular basis. Relationships, right? You've been in a stagnant position where you've not been spending money. So now you want spending money. You also need to make more money. Wealth, right? Now you're fat because you're sitting on your ass all day. Now you can go outside again. Other people look at you. You have no summer body. You look like a little donkey. You need health. So you buy the supplements, all these things. And that is for you in the coming period. Well, you have summer and most countries are erasing the lockdown, a huge opportunity. However, in any advertising material, never use the word pandemic or refer to it, because on no sources that is allowed. All right, thank you guys for being here. I will upload the recording to the content portal tomorrow. It was lovely seeing you all again, and I will see you next Tuesday. I will send out the invites tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.